How's it going, guys? So we're here for the monthly update video, and there has been some cool stuff, but a lot of big stuff being done in the background. So let's go ahead and cover what that is real quick. So HDRP, if you don't know what that is, or if you've seen it but don't, really know, or maybe you've been following it closely. Basically, they're redoing the entire graphic system. There's gonna be an overhaul. And the idea is for Rust to look way better, but perform even better than it currently does with the way it currently looks, if that makes sense. So the game is going to be updated and look more HD, look more up to time, but it should run smoother. And this, of course, is something they want to achieve because, of course, Rust is coming out on consoles. So it's going to be hitting the Xbox and the PS4 sometime next year in 2020. There's no other details with that. Otherwise, cross-compatibility, cross-play, etc., exact date. We don't have any of that yet, other than the little trailer they did. So yeah, that's one of those big goals there, and that's the big performance fix that you're all always asking for. It's going to take a big time. They're overhauling everything, and with its last status update, I heard it was performing under what they want it to be. So now they're working on getting it to perform where they want it to be. Next big thing everyone has been looking forward to is cars. If you've been following the Rust commits at all, there is commit after commit after commit for the cars. So they are pounding out at those, getting them ready for us. So those are the two big things I know everyone's going to be asking for. Next is going to be the Christmas or holiday update. Look for that to start around the 18th, I believe is the goal, and that is also when the holiday skins will be announced from the holiday skin contest. If you don't know about that, go ahead and check out my video from the other day, Tuesday exactly, and there's info and a link there. So let's go delve into this update. So this is the musical update, and well, what's that mean? Well, it's not just a paid DLC, but it is Rust's first DLC. So for 10 bucks, you can pick up 10 instruments. So that's a bucket instrument. And with the amount of effort they've put into these instruments, that's a screaming deal. Now, let's go ahead and start the bass. So the acoustic guitar still exists, and you can still pluck, but you'll notice as I'm going up and down, it doesn't change the tone. And that's because you now can use your number pad. So make sure you have num lock set, and so there you go. You can go ahead and play something, and that's kind of the bass function in there. But if you want to take it even further, you can go into some settings here. Let's go to our controls, and if we scroll down, you'll see you can set additional notes. And then if you want to go even further past this, you can go to experimental, and you can enable MIDI input. All right. If you have this enabled, then you can use any MIDI devices you have, or even a virtual MIDI program to play a MIDI song on any of these instruments, including the free and still, base game acoustic guitar we're holding right now. So you can go ahead and do that. There's a lot of good tutorials on how to do that already, because a lot of people figured it out on staging. So you can go ahead and check out on the Discord or the Reddit. There's been some really great guides posted on that, but if you guys really want to see one from me, I can go ahead and gather the information and put it together for you too. So sound off in the comments if you want me to do that, or maybe I can just link a good one to you guys. One way or another, let's go ahead and show. So right click, if you hold it, will actually play a little tune. And if you saw the really awesome trailer from Rust, you'll notice that that is the song from there. Of course, like I said, you can replace that with any MIDI file. So that is a really cool function. Or, you can just straight up play a real song directly while you're playing on a real device. So very, very cool. So many possibilities with this, and so many people have done some really cool things with it already. Now, in with this, we also get 3 new achievements. One is to play any instrument. The acoustic guitar counts, so you don't have to pay the DLC. Also, the way the DLC works, a lot of people are going to ask is, well, if I don't own the DLC, can I play the instruments? And yes, you can. So if you raid someone who has the DLC and you get their TC, you can pick up their drum set and take it home with you without owning the DLC. So Rust is still Rust, and you can raid these things. So do keep that in mind, or you can let your friends play on them as well. It's just to craft them, you got to own them. So that's how that works there. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out each instrument and just kind of listen to how they sound. So first up, we've got the jerry can guitar. So got the basic there, and then of course a little tune. Definitely fun there for those of you who are like me and not musically inclined. But again, like I said, the whole MIDI thing, you can do a virtual one, and you can set it up pretty nice. Moving on, we've got, oh, well, actually, we can inspect them. There we go. Yeah. Very nice. Next, we've got the shuffle bass. Love the look at this thing. So there's its little beat it drops. So there's that there. That does it for our string friends, and we can move on to a little bit of wind instruments, starting with the pan flute. So we've got that. And then the little song. So that's pretty cool there. And we've got a trumpet. I love the design of the trumpet. It has the little smiley face on it. It's definitely very cool. Note, you can't inspect the pan flute or the trumpet. So there we go there. I love these things. And we've got the saxophone. Saxophone. You guys keep getting mad at me for calling this thing a trombone. I guess it's a similar instrument, but it is not a trombone, so I am sorry. But we've got it here. You can't really inspect this puppy. It's pretty big, but you do see part of it there on your screen. And yeah. So there's that. I just like the happy little tune to the beat. It's really great. I love the little song they got. And then we've got a couple of just percussion instruments here. So, you know, this doesn't have a song. If you right click, it does a little shake, and then how you click controls the rest of the sound on the can-barine. You get it? Can-barine? Because it's made with cans. Oh! And then, of course, everybody's probably favorite new tool to annoy people is going to be the cowbell. It just has a left click. Fully controlled up to you. So there you have that. Let's go ahead and jump on to our actual mountables here, and we've got the xylophone, obviously named for obvious reasons, and there's that. I love the rebar and the bones and the garden hose. These things are just designed so great. Also, I love this little happy song on it. Like, this song they came up for the instruments is awesome. Again, if you want to hear it, they put out a trailer and they have all the instruments playing it together how it's meant to be played, and it's just absolutely awesome. Next, we've got the junk drums. Boom. Or you can go ahead and play the little tune. So there's that. And lastly, the most elegant of them, I would have to say, would be the wheelbarrow piano. And I just love this tune. I don't know why. It's just so great. The Rust team really did an amazing job on it. So yeah, that is definitely a cool little thing. But if you want to try out some of these instruments for free without having to jack them from someone, you can actually go right on over to Outpost to where the cool little friendly section is. On which way are we? Right over here. So we're this little barbecue pit, and this is the chill zone. There's now a little stage, so you can actually come up to the stage and play the drums, the xylophone, and the piano with somebody. So that's definitely cool. They did a nice little job here with it. It fit right in, and it's just awesome to see the little stage here as well. So some people may also notice we've got a new item, and it is the Gmod Tool. Yes! Where'd this guy come from? Well, if you own Gmod, as a thank you for 15-year anniversary of Gmod, this will drop in your Steam inventory. All you have to do is own Gmod, run Rust, and as you run Rust, it should show up in your Steam inventory. Alright? So this guy right here is basically just a skin for the hammer. It's got some little sound effects, which I thought was quite cool. But the main thing, of course, is, like I said, it is a hammer. So let's go and see if we can't find where we had our little setup here a second ago. No, alright. But this hill next to the soon-to-explode helicopter should work just fine. So go ahead and place, and we'll put some walls, right? And then we'll land, and you'll see that from a pretty good distance, about the same as the hammer, you can go ahead and do upgrades. But what the cool thing is, from about maybe 2 steps back, so about half a foundation, you can actually repair the walls. So you see right here, it doesn't, and then here it says wall, foundation. I just love it. I think it's just a really cool little little extra tool to be added in. It's a nice thanks to people who supported them and got Gmod, and altogether it's just really, really fun. So yeah, it does have a little bit better stats. As you can see, its attack rate is 150. The hammer is actually 120. And then you can see it has a range of 3, where the hammer has a range of 1.5. So yeah, the attack size is the same. They obviously both don't do any damage. So there's that right there. Now, of course, let's check out crafting for all of our stuff here. So if you go to tools is where this little guy will pop up, and it's basically just 20 metal fragments more than the hammer. So there's how you get that there. Now there's also a new category, not just in crafting, but also in the F1 menu for those who are admins, under the Fun tab, and that is where you will find the instruments. So let's go ahead and take a look at the crafting requirements for each one. We've got 75 metal frags, 50 wood and 75, 35, 200 and 100, 20 and 5 cloth, 25 wood, 50 metal frags, 200 wood, 100 frags, 25 frags, 100 frags, and 50 bones. Hey, something finally we can use some bones on, right? And as you can see, some do require workbenches, so no workbench, no workbench, workbench, no, no, yes, no, no, yes. So pretty much the deployables do require a workbench. Otherwise, the other ones you can craft wherever. So that is a nice little addition there. But that pretty much does it, guys. There's been a lot of performance stuff in the background that has been done. Actually, here, I want to, let's go heal this helicopter. You know, do that. This is gonna be funny. So, boom. Come on. Boom. Scrap transport helicopter. Pew, 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 pew. There you go. So that, this thing's just cool. And you can actually also toggle it off. So if you do not like the like inner, like the noises and so forth, you can actually toggle it back on. I think by default it's going to be off. So you can actually use the command. It is going to be tool gun, one word, dot classic effects, all one word, classic effects, space true in your F1 console. So right in here. And that will go ahead and toggle this guy true or false. So there you have it. That, again, guys, like I said, is pretty much it. If you haven't noticed, we have legs now. That's cool. That also means if you take your sensor off, you can see your genitals. I know a lot of people are probably, you know, laughing about that one because, you know, Rust is all about dongers. But the cool thing is it does reflect skins. So as you can see, we are wearing a green scientist outfit, and I can see the green scientist outfit. So that's a nice little addition. It really adds to the immersion of the game. And yeah, it was something that devs thought they couldn't do, and it ended up, there was a little trick that Gary figured out, and it was super simple. So that's an actual really nice thing right there. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and read the extra, fixes, they've done some things like load times. You'll notice when you're loading in the main menu, you'll get percents of how far done it is, so you know that way it's still doing something and not stuck, which is quite nice. They've done some improvements with world streaming. There's been some exploit and hack fixes. They've optimized the meshes of some monuments, some texture streaming, player dressing optimizations, and more. Even stuff with sound and so forth. So they're always working on that. They've also added an ability to mute global chat if you want to. So that will also mute, chat for you. It's just mute global, nice and simple, in the convers in your servers. So that just means that chat would be globally disabled completely for your servers. So that's a nice little thing. There's lots of little tiny fixes like that, but the majority of it is pretty much the music stuff. It's very cool. I can't wait to see what the community does with it. They've already done so many awesome things with it, so just stay. You guys do something cool, send it to me. I'll give you a shout out if it's awesome. So hey, I'd be happy with that. Thanks for watching, guys. There should be a skin video up soon, so keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, you guys have a great weekend coming up. Thanks for watching.